Hey now. What's up, everybody? It sounds right here. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate everybody supporting my live streams. Everyone loves my live streams. I get good feedback from my live streams. I hope that by watching me on live stream, you get a better understanding of me as an individual. And, it's a little bit easier for you to comprehend like the stages of my life. And maybe with some of my lessons, it can teach you how to deal with whatever it is that you're going through. Maybe, if it applies to you. I know that majority of my audience at one point, hey Bruna, was all men. Now, of course, I have more women. I took a poll on my YouTube community page and to see if it was more females than males, but it hasn't been a lot of people on my community page answering the poll. So, fellas, anybody who's listening to the live stream, I need you to go onto my community page and answer the poll and show everybody what's your gender, if you're male or female. Let us know so I can, see the demographics of my channel. Hey, Anthony, Mark, Miss K, Damon. So, I was thinking about my past relationship and, the relationship I just got out of, everybody knows. And, I was thinking about how a lot of people judged me a little bit for being with someone who was separated. But, when you get in a relationship with someone, you're kind of going through what they're going through. So, as I sit here and I try to explain, how I met this asshole, how we fell in love, then how the stages of our situation. And, sometimes when you're dealing with someone and they're going through a divorce, a legal divorce, their emotions are different, their mind is different, and you kind of gotta like help them through it, and I remember him requesting that I stick with him through it, as he's going through, this transitional stage in his life. And I actually, hey Jewel, hey Professor, I actually stuck by, and this leads me to the, ride or die chick, or, type of mentality that a lot of women have where they're loyal to men, and men don't display that same level of loyalty. I was talking to a friend of mine last night. She is inside of a relationship with this guy she's known for a long time, and he's white. And them two have been through so much. She was pregnant with a set of twins, and she had this disease that would just have her throwing up all over the place. I mean, you guys know, the women in this chat, that disease where all you do is throw up, to where you're just dehydrated. You can't really do nothing. You end up hospitalized because of the hormones are just too much. And she ended up having to abort them because they were literally killing her. And he stood by her through it all. And she was only like a month behind me. And so she went through her miscarriage, and then something happened financially with them because she wasn't working, which is interesting. And them two end up sleeping in their car. So to see my friend going through the same identical thing I was going through, and to see them actually getting better with each other because they stuck together, is interesting to me. Hey, Sparkles. Because them two are still together. Like they slept in the car together, and now they finally have an apartment together. And, as we were both going through almost identical things, it was like we were each other's backbone through it. And the only difference between her and me is that she had to abort her babies and I'm still pregnant. But she's been my friend for a long time. I actually met her through YouTube because she used to give me like all of the information on the videos that Jap used to make about me last year. So I kind of met her last year. And, the funny thing, we always compare our relationships with when we were with black men versus when we were with white men. And for me, I've only dated white men. I've never taken a white man serious inside of a relationship. But all of the black women I've dated, they are in relationship. If they're in relationships with white men, those men tend to be a little bit more loyal and a little bit more concerned about their well-being. And so yesterday she was just having this conversation with me about how, she feels like black men disrespect us and they don't value us. She also told me another story, and I was telling her story just to tell you this story specifically I'm about to tell you. She said that her neighbor, right, asked his girlfriend to have sex with his friend so they could get rent money. And she turned around and she did it. And he doesn't even look at her the same anymore, ended up throwing her out the house. He drove around to the park and left her sitting at the park, and now the girl has nowhere to go. The girl who just slept with his friend to get the rent money for them to be able to, survive in their home. Something he asked her to do. And I just was like, that is a weird ass fucking story. But this goes down to with the whole thing that, being a down woman, trying to do whatever you can for your man. Personally, I would not do that. But that's what the girl did. And so he no longer, wants to deal with her. And that's what's happening inside of the, the black community where, these black men will get these wonderful women who are extremely loyal, who are extremely good to them, that give them everything that they need. And still at the end of the day, they end up disrespecting these women, devaluing these women. And Damon, I agree. Damon, I agree with you're saying. You're saying that's just because we don't value ourselves. I agree with that. Because to me, it seems like a black man, will take more value in a woman that doesn't sleep with him, that doesn't do things for him, that, doesn't pay him any attention. But the second that a woman invests her time into him, or sleeps with him, suddenly that woman becomes dirty. But you guys can sleep with as many women as you want to, and no one will consider you filthy. But if a woman sleeps with a certain guy or a certain number of guys, we're considered filthy or nasty or a hoe or whatever the case is. So it's like, you mean to tell me I'm pure until I sleep with you? Then I become filthy and nasty. So you must have a self-esteem issue as a man if I interact with you and suddenly I become filthy because I interacted with you. So, I feel like it's a lose-lose situation for women sometimes if we sit here and we are loyal to men and we stick by them through their difficult times, whether they're struggling financially or they're going through some type of mental something or emotional thing. And the other day I was in a live stream, a girl said, hey, when I met my man, he was going through XYZ thing. And, now his credit is better than mine. I stuck by him. And it's so rare that a relationship improves like that. More women will tell you that's not how the situation went, So Bruno, yeah, he basically pimped her. Miss K, that man really loved her. The dude you were with did not love you. No shit. We talk about that all the time. But that's the surprise. When I sit there and I talk to her, I tell her, you lucky that you had somebody that genuinely loved you. But when I met, Priest, and her and I would sit down and we would talk about how we finally found men that genuinely loved us and all of this stuff. And I didn't realize, Priest did not genuinely love me until I got pregnant and I got sick. And it showed me that, the entire relationship was a facade to him. If you go look at our Instagram, go to our Instagram, right? Priest loves Ray, right? Go to our Instagram. And if you look through our pictures, we look like we madly in love with each other. We look like every single one You would never guess that it was a facade for him. It's so strange. For me, it's kind of hard to look at because it's like, how the fuck? Anyway, so Damon, I've been with my wife for 14 years, got kicked out of my house twice for no reasons, for assumptions, but I still stick with it. Bills still got paid and everything was together and we're still together to this day. That's very loyal of you. You know that is very, very loyal of you. But not a lot of men do that, you know? Or here's my thing. I think men who are older, let's say older men. Damon, how old are you? Let's get that out the way. I think with older men, I think men who are over like 40 are kind of better when it comes to marriage and relationships if they've already been in a relationship. Like, I know people who've been married 14, 15, 20 years and shit. And it's like these people stay inside of their marriages and they stick to each other and they're loyal. Trying to find a man that's loyal is difficult. Sparkles, you guys looked so happy, right? Did we? Lucy, y'all did look like relationship goals, but that go to show looks can be deceiving. Exactly. See, Damon, I knew you was over 40. You're 46. So, it's just you have a different mentality. Like most men your age, if you guys are already married, a lot of you guys are still married. Like I noticed most of the men that I know between my coworkers or, men I just have like platonic friendships with, men over 40, like men 43 and 40, 6 and you guys are like kind of different when it comes to relationships. You're just a better grade of man. Just your generation, that little 10-year like span right there, 40 to 50, you guys, every time I meet a guy that age, you guys tend to be a little bit more, like, I don't know, your head is on right. But as I sit here and I go through this spiritual divorce, which is actually like, I could say identical to a spiritual warfare type of situation if you're Christian. You ever been going through like, I don't know how to explain this because not everybody's spiritual. Not everybody is a religious person. Not everybody is Christian. So when I get onto my channel, I try to talk in a very non-denominational type of tone. But it's like a an evil like presence of, I don't know, it's like I can see the evil things happening to me. And the best way I can handle it is by being positive about it. Because it's like I can see evil trying to pull itself into my life and getting me to respond in a negative way so it can destroy my happiness. Like for example, yesterday I posted this video about Bomb Cherry. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Bomb Cherry had been talking a whole bunch of, screwed up things about me on YouTube. And my thing was when I first found out she was doing it, I was really like, can you chill on the videos? Because I think you're just only mad because I blocked you. You know, I need you to relax. She used to be pretty cool. She used to talk about her marriage and how her and her husband was swingers and stuff like that. And so then when she got onto live stream yesterday and started attacking my fans, basically saying, you guys need to wake up, basically coming for you guys. This is when it got different for me because I'm the type of person, I'm big on let these people choose who they want to deal with. I'm never going to address somebody else's followers or fans or supporters. I'm not going to do that. So this started showing me a bit of evil, a bit of low scum, low self-worth type chicks, because this is the type of characteristics that they have. And for many, many years, I was unable to see these type of characteristics. But as I get older and I get more spiritually in tune, I start seeing people's spirit, like how evil they are, ugly they are. So she was already making all these videos about me. But when she came for y'all it was different for me. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to have to really say something. Like before I was kind of brushing it off a little bit, but now I'm really going to say something because I really do not like hypocritical people. So finally, someone comes to me, which is interesting. Someone says to me, she's sick of her. She emails me like so mad. Like, I am so sick of this chick talking about you. She's so ugly. She's just a bad person. I don't like her. I don't like her saying that you're faking pregnancy. She was sending me screenshots of her live stream, and people were inside of the live stream saying I wasn't pregnant, and I ain't pregnant because that's why I won't go to the doctors, and Priest ain't never said he wanted to marry me or have kids, and all of this shit, right? So I said, all right, fuck this. Since people are having a hard time looking through the playlist, I'm going to post the links to these videos where my proof is. And so I'm sitting there thinking about what kind of video I can make about her. And the same woman says to me in an email, she sends me this link to Bomb Cherry's Google archive pictures. See, Bomb Cherry thought she hid the picture. She thought that it was so long ago, I guess nobody would see it. But this person went digging and found it. Because if you look on the surface of Bomb Cherry, you're not going to see that shit. You got to dig deep. So the person sent me the link, and I'm looking through the pictures like, oh my God. She sends me other links. She sends me porn site links, webcam links, sex phone links. And I'm like, you mean to tell me this chick who's been making videos about me for like 3 or 4 weeks is a motherfucking porn star? This is an adult entertainer? And she's been coming after me trying to make it seem like I'm a bad person for being with Priest, being with someone who is separated. I said, these hypocritical ass people. And it was just proof, it was just proof that, everybody that says all this negative stuff about me, while I'm meanwhile saying all this positive shit about people, it's like something evil is trying to destroy me. And so then the girl sends me another link of Priest talking about how he's trying to destroy my YouTube channel and my pages and trying to get all these people to not like me or quote unquote see the real me. And I'm like, yo, everybody sees the real me. The only person that don't see the real me is you and all the people that agree with you. Everybody who watch me every day or actually listen to what I'm saying sees me. You can't see me because of your perception of reality. And when you got an evil or negative or ugly, perspective of the world because of the things that you going through, you're not going to see the good things in the world because you're not on the same energy level. You're not on the same frequency. People who see me are on my frequency. People that do not are not. I'm not an evil person. So all of the people who are evil, y'all see a completely different world. Because I'm living happiness over here. I'm seeing sunshines and rainbows right now. And even when I was going through, the worst part of, what I was going through, which was acceptance, I had to get through the acceptance that I wasn't going to be with him. And that was one of the hardest things I had to deal with, that we wasn't going to get married and I was never going to see him again and we wasn't going to start a family together. That was the hardest thing for me to deal with. It was difficult. And it was spiritually like breaking me. Like I was just so broken. And I survived that and moved on. So now I'm on the next stage. So it took me what, 2 months to accept that me and Priest wasn't working out and we wasn't going to be together. 2 months. And that second month I spent not with him. And now I'm fine. So I don't know. Damon, so did you note spirits? You know what to do. Oh, stay positive. I know that's right. Broke nigga, I'm broke nigga. Even married couples cheat on each other, even in spiritual marriages. I disagree with that. I don't think people inside of spiritual marriages cheat on each other. I think that people inside of spiritual marriage, They don't even bother with that. Inside of my spiritual marriage, I was the only one inside of the marriage. You see what I'm saying? Like, even though he was claiming he was participating, he was not inside of the spiritual marriage with me. And I should have known it was coming, because when I would ask him to pray or meditate or something like that, I would get a negative response out of him. So it wasn't until, towards the end, I started realizing that I was in a spiritual marriage alone. J Fitness, that bomb lady doing too much. She is. YouTube kept recommending her to me for some reason. It's because you watch me, J Fitness. So if you watch me, they're going to recommend anybody who's talking about me. Sparkles, Bomb Cherry is an opportunity. Opportunist. She's doing all these videos because she wants her channel to blow up. I agree. Sparkles, yeah, I saw that. How could she judge? Miss K, I see you. He's trying to distort that view to throw people off from him. Exactly. And that's just what people do when they caught up in the middle of a whole bunch of shit. And when you guys come to me with these stories and you ask me questions that you've seen on his channel, and I see how he's like flipped the story to make him look better, I see what he's doing. Like when Nat asked me yesterday in the live stream, or was it yesterday? Someday, Nat Turner was in the live stream. You guys know Nat. He asked me, was Priest doing me a favor by letting me stay with his family because my daughter's father and I got into it, and I didn't want to stay in the property anymore because of it. It wasn't that. It was not. I didn't have to stay with Priest. I was staying with Priest at his grandmother's house because I wanted to be with him. You see what I'm saying? Because the house I lived in, the property I lived in was an hour away. So instead of me continuously driving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, going back to the property, I stayed at his grandmother's house with him. Now, I had on every intention on moving out of that property that was an hour away. But because I was dating Priest, I was getting my mind, prepared to move in somewhere with him. So, but he flipped it to make it seem like, oh, I was just this broke bitch who needed somewhere to live, and he was doing me a favor. He did that to try to make himself look better. And that's what he's doing with a lot of our stories. And it's disappointing to me, but whatever. So Jayla Jones, we as women have to be careful who we give our hearts and bodies to. I had to comment on Bomb Cherry page because she was going for you and not Priest. Well, that's a problem for me too. Like, a lot of people keep coming for me because I'm quote unquote Soncerae, but they're not holding Priest accountable or responsible for any of the things he's done. Let's pretend for 2 minutes that, I was a side chick, right? And he and I wasn't living together and I was just some side chick. Okay, this dude cheated on his wife. Are y'all going to say something about that? This nigga was spending so much money on me. He had her get evicted. He was spending all of his money on me. Money he was supposed to be giving her, got her evicted. Y'all gonna say something to him about that? This man left me inside of an extended stay hotel sick. Y'all gonna say something to him about that? Y'all not holding him accountable at all. You're just coming for Soncerae. Soncerae was with a married man. Soncerae was this, Soncerae was that. But nobody is coming for Priest. And Priest's life has always been like that. He's always told me stories about how him and his homies used to always go out all the time, and he'd be the worst one doing the worst thing, but everybody would be comfortable with their man going out with him because they thought he was the good one in the bunch. Because he was the one that could fool them the best. He was the one that could lie the most. He was the one that was lying the most. But out of a group of him and his homies, he was the worst one. But the women that his homies would date, they thought that their friends, their boyfriends could hang out with him because he would be the one who was, on his best behavior. Where do you think Priest came from? Priest is a nickname that they gave him because he would always try to talk the fellas out of doing something negative or bad. And that's how he used to be initially, But with time, he just started getting worse, So, excuse me, do you feel like YouTube destroyed your reputation? No. Because here's the thing, Lucy. I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. I was on YouTube 5 for years and doing a good job until Tommy said something about me. But I bet you Priest saying that because Priest keeps saying that. I think he might have heard that from somewhere. That YouTube destroyed my reputation. Nah, because most people that watch me love me. Like most people that like are on my Facebook page or that's following me, they love me. You know, that's very supportive and positive because I'm a positive person. You know, if you go on my Instagram, Soncerae underscore XO, all you see is positive shit. You go on my Facebook, all you see is a whole bunch of positive quotes. You know, YouTube is one of those places where, Tommy had a lot to do with what people think about me on YouTube because he had a bigger audience. And any black woman who comes onto, YouTube, he tries to come for. So, he has a lot of men thinking negatively about that. But for the most part, most people are very, like, I don't know, they're just very positive and they really enjoy my videos. And I get emails and stuff all the time from people who love me. So even if everybody hated me on YouTube, I'd still be doing YouTube videos because I keep trying to explain to y'all, I don't give a fuck what people think. I do what I want to do. I do what makes me happy because I am the captain of this motherfucking ship. You feel me? Like, I get to choose how I respond to the peanut gallery. So if I let, my reputation, which is, what other people think about me, determine whether I'm happy or not, I'll be fucked in the game. Do you know how many people hate the Kardashians? Come on. If the Kardashians gave a fuck about people hating them, they wouldn't be wealthy, they wouldn't be rich, they wouldn't be successful. They would have just gave up on life. I don't give a fuck about the people that don't give a fuck about me. You heard what I'm talking about? Damon, with the spiritual marriage, you don't have to touch anybody. It's the law of nature. I agree. And when me and Priest first got together, that's what really it was about, the spiritual connection we had. We wasn't really in tune with each other sexually. So, I don't know. Miss K, he was telling you that, oh my God, he was telling you he was all the time. You just wasn't listening to the right way. I don't know what you was talking about specifically, Miss K. You had to come back with that. Callie Boo, women like that are still seeking acceptance from a group people that will never accept them. Yeah, I don't seek acceptance. I don't use YouTube as a way to get acceptance. And a lot of people use YouTube or social media to promote like this facade so they can get acceptance, social acceptance from other people. But I don't do that. I don't care about that. I care about the people that care about me. Like I support the people who support me. J Fitness, I think YouTube helped our reputation, but people will still be ignorant and not read between lines of evidence. That's very true. Damon, I think they're just coming for you because you're more of a face than he is. That's very true. And I always said that I wanted to date someone who could handle, the rumors. Like that's the difficult part about dating somebody who's regular. I've been in the entertainment industry for many, many years, and a lot of people are aware of who I am. But I can't date somebody who's regular because they don't understand that there are going to be people out there who spread rumors about me and lie about me. And you got to be mentally strong enough to not listen to these things. And I thought that was Priest, but that's not him. He listens to what everybody else says. Because honestly, if Priest was to get onto YouTube, right, and tell y'all, his personal experiences with me without him factoring in all those rumors and shit, he wouldn't have anything negative to say. Because I never gave him any type of fuel to say anything negative about me because I've always been, positive. I've always, done my part. And the worst thing I did was get sick. That's really it. So I've never lied to him, never cheated on him. So a lot of the stuff that he's saying in regards to me trapping him, in regards to needing a DNA test, all of this fuckery and foolery, that's coming from rumors and stuff that's people saying to him online. And if he was mentally strong enough, if he's really a mentally strong, independent thinker, he wouldn't even be entertaining these people. He would just be coming straight to me, having cordial conversations with me, trying to iron this out with me. And that's something he can't do. He could definitely get on YouTube and talk a lot of shit. But anytime I've called him with trying to have a cordial conversation so we can figure out what we can do with his baby, he has been horrible. He's just screaming, yelling, talking to me about the relationship, which has nothing to do with the baby. And I'm sick of trying. So I'm just going to move. Country boy, tell it, honey, I'm a man, a white man. Even love you. You good? Thank you. Hannah, you should write a short book. I know somebody else told me that I should write a short book and put it on Amazon. Hannah, I love the Kardashians. I know, right? I've always liked the Kardashians. So when I see that people don't like them, I don't know why, because they always seem like so nice to me. Like I've watched their show from the first season, and I've always loved the Kardashians, and people hate them. Miss K, he was telling you who he was. Oh, okay. I guess he was. He was telling me who he was, and I wasn't. I guess you're saying I wasn't listening. I don't know, but I guess at the same time when he was telling me who he was also telling me the type of man he was going to be for me, and he was also behaving in a positive way to where I could just, appreciate his behavior and see a difference in his behavior and stick to him. You're not being positive now. You damn right I ain't being positive now. I'm not being positive when I'm talking about bomb cherry. You're not being positive now with the bomb cherry shit. You damn straight. And when you talk about priests, you damn right. What the fuck? Listen, I can't keep being positive over and over and over. I went to bomb cherry on a positive level. Like, listen, I know you upset that I blocked you, but you gonna have to move forward. Like, you not making videos about me is not something you should be doing with your channel. Like, you should be doing something productive. But she chose otherwise. Priest, I came to Priest on a positive tip, like, yo, let's do a positive YouTube channel together. Let's teach, let's show love, unity. Let's talk about metaphysics, spirituality, Egyptology. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to be negative. So I can't keep trying to be positive around a whole bunch of negative people. Eventually, and like I said at the beginning of the video, eventually a lot of that evil is starting to pull me in, and I have to be careful about how I respond to that evil shit. And that's what I was basically just saying. So Kitten, I guess this is Kitten Corleone. The bullshit that you speaking just got your motherfucking ass timed out. Okay, so Callie Boo, I'm talking about women such as Bomb Cherry who hold black women accountable for fucked up situations and not go after the fucked up black men who put you in that situation. I got you, Callie. I was talking about Miss K. Talking about Miss K. Stable and sane. When I went through my separation, all women I met had a standard and wouldn't cross that line. I respected that. That's good. I'm not all women. Let me tell you about how I felt about his separation. And I tell this story before. I really was trying to walk away from this nigga. And I said to him, if you have any type of feeling that you want to get back in this relationship, you let me know. Now, just because all of the women stable and sane that you chose, that you were going through with your separation, all of the women that decided not to fuck with you, that was their choice. But for me, I thought that Priest was genuine. I wanted to give him a chance because he tried to portray himself to be someone who was extremely genuine and that he really, really, really wanted to, do whatever he could to be with me. And even through the months of us being together, he still was putting forth some type of effort to get separated. So it was always, oh, me and my ex-wife, we met together. We had a meeting today to sit down and sign the paperwork and blah, blah, blah. So I believed him. And then his mother was saying to me, hey, you don't have to worry about it. They're definitely going to get separated. And then the wife came to me, oh, you don't have to worry about it. We're definitely going to get separated. So I think, hearing it and it being confirmed so many times by the people around him, it started being like, okay, maybe I can trust him. Maybe I can, take my wall down. And I'm not about to sit here and let people make me feel bad about it. I gave a dude the opportunity. He didn't take advantage of it. He fucked it up. So moving on. Nat Turner, I don't think YouTube ruined your reputation, but I do think it put some negative attention on you, especially stuff from last year. Well, I mean, kind of comes with the territory. Like I said, I had been on YouTube for 8 years. So, that wasn't last year was the first time some negativity came, and I'm just going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it. Country boy, your name Jim. I'm going to remember you when you come back in the chat. Okay, Michael Ward, you're giving the haters what they want. Their 15 minutes of fame. I was thinking about that when I was thinking about Bomb Cherry and Priest. I was like, these niggas, I think I'm going to just ignore them. Or give them a little bit of shine because they want my attention so bad. Hannah, I believe people who have issues with you speaking out, They just got cut in their own games and the truth's out regardless. I believe so too. I mean, a lot of people don't want to be called out on their bullshit. Or a lot of people feel some type of way because they are offended by something that you may have done, which could be small. Like I said with Bomb Cherry, she was just mad because I blocked her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was being excessive and overly, like, when she was on my channel, me and her was cool. I said that me and her was chilling. We would talk back and forth, and even if she disagreed with me, I would respect her intellectual, contribution to the channel like I do everybody else. But then she got extra. Like, she was going too hard. Like, one day she spent like all day commenting over and over on so many other things, and it was these long-winded, like 3 or 4 paragraph ass comments, and inside of them she was negative. It's almost like she must have been going through something on her own and just decided to like take it out on YouTube or some shit like that. I don't know. So I went ahead and just blocked her. Miss K, for future reference. Oh no, Michael Ward. Beware, people are good actors. When they see something they want, no feelings. Hold on. When they see something they want, no feelings for anyone, but to make sure that they're satisfied but selfish. Okay. Miss K, for future reference, I would stay away from separated men. You don't have to future reference me anything about anyone because I'm not going to date anymore. Because I knew these niggas wasn't shit beforehand. So I'm definitely not going to date anymore, period. That's definitely going to be, what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm not going to be dating anyone. I'm completely done with dating, and I just want to focus on my son. So I'm not going to date separated men, single men, nothing men, because I tell people all the time, even if you're single, right? And you're dating someone who classifies themselves as single, they're still going to be attached to somebody else emotionally, the previous relationship that they were in. So it doesn't matter if they're separated, single, nothing. It's going to be some type of drama somewhere where this person is somehow connected to their ex. And for me, I just don't want to have nothing to do with it. I really don't. I really just don't want to have nothing to do with that shit anymore. Okay, it sounds like Reese wanted total control. Who's Reese? Oh, Priest. It sounds like Priest wanted total control of you. He did, because YouTube used to be something we argued about, almost as if he didn't want me to do videos anymore. And I'm like, nigga, I did videos 8 years before you came, and I will continue to do these videos. It's almost like he was just trying to destroy everything that I was working towards. From Block 11, everything. It seemed like anything that I was working on that was positive or for me as an individual, he didn't want me working on. He wanted to control everything I was doing. And at some point he was controlling me, and I was allowing him to, have say in my life. And when I stopped doing that and I put my foot down, the relationship started to seem like crazy to me. It was like, nigga, I'm about to start doing what I want to do and not give a fuck about you, because clearly you doing whatever the fuck it is you want to do. So anyway, separated men have too many attachments. Shit, single men got too many attachments. It's single men out here with 4 and 5 and 6 goddamn baby mamas. So him being separated is just as equivalent to all of this other baggage a whole bunch of single men got. Like, and I need people to understand that. Separated, his baggage was that he was separated. He was supposedly getting the divorce, which is something he's still supposed to be getting, by the way. According to his, wife or whatever, her ass is divorcing his ass, period. And even when Priest was talking to me about dating her, wanting to get back with her, he was saying he didn't think that was going to happen. He was saying it to me. He was saying that's what he wanted, but he was saying he didn't think that was going to happen. And I'm like, the fact that you even want that and are telling me that is annoying the fuck out of me when I'm sitting here pregnant and you're talking to me about sleeping with other women. See, it wasn't so much of him wanting to, it's just the timing was bad. Like, he's telling me he wants to date his ex. He's telling me he wants to sleep with other women. It wasn't just her. It was him wanting to do everything with other women instead of prioritizing and being responsible. Like, nigga, get you a house first. Get a place to live first. Get yourself together. Make sure you permanent on your job first. You sitting here with a temporary job, no place to live, a car that ain't even really your own, and you sit here and think about pussy. It's just how his priorities was all the way wrong. Okay, Jim, I love you. You come real. Ever been with a white boy? But would you stop coming up in here flirting, Jim? I ain't been with a white boy in a long time. Roderick Julius, you speak the truth. I respect you. Thank you so much. Jim, people go white, black, but when did we forget that we're all just human? That's very true. Michael Ward, I love your voice, but that pretty face of those cheeks, and you got that little glow because you pregnant. Thank you, Mike. Um, Jayla, don't be done with dating, just be more careful. No, I'm done with dating. I'm definitely done with dating. Before Priest came, I had been through a lot. He knew I had been through a lot. And if you go through like all of my videos, I tell you my experiences with, dating and stuff. And I had been in just a lot of situations that I just realized that relationships is not something for me. And I just don't like the way that men treat women inside of relationships. I just don't. I don't like the selfishness. I don't like the double standards. And I just don't think I'm going to be able to find someone who loves how I love. Like, I'm one of those people, I love unconditionally. I'm very loyal. I don't cheat. I don't lie. I'm just one of those women that is really 100% inside of relationships. And it's very difficult to find men that's like that. And I thought that's how Priest was. And he portrayed himself to be something else. And so I'm just no longer interested in dating. Miss K, it sounds like he was jealous himself, wasn't working on anything, so he wants to kill everything that you were working on. Jealous. I think he was jealous. I mean, the more that I look back in hindsight, I think he was just jealous of everything that I had going for myself. Like initially, the things that impressed him about me, he started getting jealous about. He was just jealous. Like for him to say, yo, I'm not this type of YouTube dude. I ain't going to be able to be on YouTube and speak. Because I kept saying, you should speak positively. You should, change the world. Like me and him would sit on top of Stone Mountain. We would climb Stone Mountain all the time. We get on top of Stone Mountain. And I tell him how much of a king he was and how intellectual he was and how he could speak life into, the lives of others, and how he had like this power of like charisma, and he could sit there and just teach people how to be positive and teach people spirituality and metaphysics and Egyptology and black consciousness. And I used to just be so adamant to try to get him to, do something positive on YouTube with me. And I just kept saying, yo, you should really like sit down and we should speak to people because we can help people. Like, you're a teacher. Like, I see the goodness in you. I see the greatness in you. I think me and you should just go and start speaking, having speaking arrangements, and go do, a whole bunch of positive shit together. This was stuff I was saying to him, but he kept saying he couldn't do it. He wasn't the YouTube type of guy. He wasn't going to do anything on YouTube. He couldn't see himself being this guy. And now suddenly, now that we're broken up, he's managed to continue to keep posting videos. The same man who said he couldn't do it is now on YouTube posting videos, negative ones. It's like a waste of talent. Like if you knew how talented he was, if you guys knew how powerful he was, how much of a good speaker he is, and he just needs to be molded and by a positive role model, it's like a talent wasted. It's like he just wasted a motherfucking YouTube channel. It's just everything that he could have used to become a billionaire or to become successful. He just flushed that shit down the toilet and decided to use YouTube for some negative, stupid shit. It's just so, I just can't express it. Anyway, future reference, stay away from priests. I'm not going to be away from priests, fucking pastors, ministers, none of that. And you know what's funny is priest hates Christianity. That nigga can't stand Jesus. And it's funny because he used to be Hebrew Israelite, so he knows the Bible like the back of his hand. This nigga hates Jesus. Like anytime I say Jesus Christ, it's like it boils him on the inside. He hates it. He hates anything that has to do with Christianity. He thinks anyone who is Christian is stupid. It's weird. Okay, so Sparkles, I must admit, if someone says they are separated, I just automatically think they're lying. But that's just me. I don't trust people, period. Well, I automatically thought he was lying, too, when he said it to me. I was looking at him like, nigga, please, right? And I got up and left. And so if it wasn't for his family confirming it to me and the wife confirming it and his brother coming to me saying, I'm glad you got an open mind with my brother, I never would have stuck with him. All I'm saying, kitten, oh, you back. All I'm saying is positivity should be a goal. as in a way of life in spite of the evil. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, this is what I said in the beginning of the live stream. If you missed it, I'm going to reiterate it, kidding. All right. So I'm seeing a lot of negative shit, evil shit. And this is why I know I'm going through like some type of little spiritual, like, warfare type of divorce type of thing, because I'm seeing all of these negative people say all of this negative shit about me. And I keep telling y'all, I wish a bitch would, because I know how to be vengeful. I know how to be ugly. I know how to be vindictive. And when I see that evil, sometimes it ain't always Soncerae gonna turn her cheek. And I'm sick of everybody expecting Soncerae to be the bigger person all the time. But don't go to nobody else and expect them to have that same class and that same peace. I'm always trying to be positive all the time. Everybody's always expecting that from me. But when people fucking with me and really nagging at me, it starts to get to a point where, all right, I'm about to start fighting back in 2 minutes. Keep poking the mama bear. You're going to see how that goes. That's all I'm trying to explain. So I can sit here and be positive all day, but when people consistently provoking me, it shit gets ugly. Because I don't be bothering nobody. Like, you don't see me making a whole bunch of videos about Bomb Cherry. This is going to be the first and last video I'll make about that bitch. She gets no more of my attention. Because now I definitely don't have any respect for her, knowing that she did webcam shit, was on a porn site, was doing sex, phone sex and shit like that. I don't have respect for that. I've never had respect for that. I'm not a porn star. I'm not an escort. I never respect girls that do that. And I've always told them, like, yo, you don't have to do this. Like, modeling was as far as I was going to go. I've always told escorts, yo, you shouldn't really sell your body like this. This is not something you should be doing. I don't respect women who do that. So I definitely don't respect Bomb Cherry. And I will not be, addressing that hoe, because she's beneath me. Callie Boo, definitely done. When I told y'all, I'm definitely done with dating. When I told y'all I was dating before Priest came, everybody kept encouraging me to date, and I dated his ass. And now y'all see what happened. I'm not fucking with that. Charlie Williams, good morning. I respect that not dating, but I would reconsider that. Just my opinion. I feel you on your situation. My first and last marriage did a job on me, but I allowed it and learned from it, and now I date again. Yeah, I ain't fucking with it. Priest did it for me. Darnell Hawkins, question: do you think YouTube would have ever known anything about Priest or Chris if you didn't put their names on YouTube? Were they not supposed to defend themselves via YouTube? No. No one would know about Priest or Chris if I didn't say anything, right? There's a reason why I spoke specifically about them, because if you look at my videos, I don't usually say a name. Like, if I'm talking about a guy, I don't usually say his name. But Chris deserved to be saying his name, because he had been going around Atlanta talking shit about me. So me mentioning Chris was me defending myself, because Chris had been doing it for years. And I didn't believe it at first, but every time I meet a man or every time I go out somewhere, someone would say something to me about Chris Law, and I'd be looking like, how the fuck do you even know I was even with Chris? Like, how do you even know? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so eventually pressure bust pipe, and I just mentioned Chris because of that. And then with Priest, I've always spoke about Priest from the very beginning of our relationship. When I first met him, I made a positive video about him. Like, I've been making positive videos about Priest for the most part, most of our relationship. This is the first time I started talking negatively about him. But do I feel some type of way that both of them got onto YouTube and decided that they wanted to tell their truths? No, I just respect if they telling the truth. Like I said the other day, me and Chris will get onto YouTube and we'll tell an identical story. Like, I think the only two things I thought Chris was lying about was that he wasn't married when I met him. And another thing is he's telling everybody that he saw me, these dudes run a train on me, which to me, that's not what I was doing. I had a threesome with 2 guys. But outside of that, me and Chris have identical stories. Like, if you listen to my story and Chris' story, both of us telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? But with Priest, that's not what's happening. Priest is lying. So he's like, if you hear my story and his story, they're completely different. It's because I'm telling the truth and he's making up his own version of a story to tell you. So I'm not upset that Chris spoke his piece and Priest spoke his piece. I just can't respect a nigga that don't tell the truth. That's why I'm completely done with Priest, because he used to lie a lot when we was together, and it was something that he was supposed to be working on, and he's still lying. You know? So that's my thing. Okay. So, country boy, please don't be done with dating. Okay, I do love how you love, and even if not my own yet, I will love your babies like my own. Please, stop it, Jim. Day free. Sounds like you was looking for an easy way to make money. Who is going to listen to a man speak when he don't even have a GED? I've heard him speak and he needs help. Day free with your judgmental ass. So this nigga had a GED, didn't have a GED. I was helping him get a GED. I was helping him learn how to speak. I was trying to mold him into, someone who was an improved version of himself, because he has a lot of good qualities. So I was trying to help him, hone those qualities, improve his life. So he wasn't, when I met him, he was not prepared to actually be that at the moment, but I knew if we worked on it, he could go get his education. He could go do whatever it is that he wanted to do. I felt like if he wanted to take electrician classes, because he was thinking about being an electrician, because he likes to fix stuff. He likes to do a lot of stuff with his hands. And so I was like, well, maybe you should go take some computer courses or electronics or something like that. So I really was just trying to improve him, because he has some talents, he has some qualities, but nobody in his life, not his mother, not his family, not his siblings, not even that wife of his, encouraged him to improve his life. I was always taught to improve myself, and that there was nothing wrong with me improving myself. So I was just trying to, help him. But if he didn't want to improve himself, I can't make him. I got to move on. Miss K, negative videos, not positive. Had nothing, girl. Oh, I don't even know it. I can't. Miss K, you got to slow down with what you writing, because I can't read that shit. That shit just sound crazy. That shit just sound really strange. Please be positive, because even if not me, you have so much love to give. I'm going to give. You hear that, my voice? Thank you, Jim. I am going to love my son, my baby. He's going to need it. He's going to need it. The boy's evil. How could you not love Jesus? Well, I'm Buddhist, I just thought maybe he just was another religion, Hannah, make him pay child support. No, thank you. I'm not doing it. Darius Moore, country boy, don't be a simp. Oh, that gets you blocked. Simp. The term simp, Darius, gets you blocked in Soncerae's chat, my love. I don't do that. We don't call each other simps and all that other shit. No, we don't do all that. Don't be chastising no man because he flirt and be nice and shit to women. I don't fuck with that up in here. That's not how this game goes. Charlie Williams, I will never remarry again, but dating is okay, so continue to be positive. I'm so far behind in questions. I'm a Gemini. Honest question, why don't you respect women who escort? You can have sex with people for free and it's not a problem, but if you're compensated for the activity, there's a problem. Hip hop lover. Well, the reason why I don't respect women who escort is because I feel like your vagina is one of those things where it's like you have to share it with someone that you genuinely have a connection with. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't have respect for women who use their vaginas like a revolving door. I never had respect for it. And I remember when I had a threesome with those two men at the same time, I was like, oh my God, why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? Because I hated it. I haven't done it since. I hated it. It was like one of the worst experiences I had. But I did it because Chris wanted to see it. That was his sexual fantasy. So I did it for him. And I will never do something like that for a man again. But I don't like women who use their vaginas as revolving doors, because it's like, for me, I think you should have sex with somebody that you care about as a woman. Now, women who decide to do that with their bodies, if that's what you want to do with your body, do your thing. But that don't mean you're going to get my respect. You know what I mean? I'm going to try not to judge you, but I don't think I'm going to have like the utmost respect for you if you do that. Relationship is an investment and a huge reality of work. As for giving, first of all, let's talk about this giving away pussy for free shit. That's just stupid. When you have sex with somebody, it's not a fucking exchange, like it's currency or some shit. Like people think that, men, like sometimes if a man takes a woman on a date, he feels like he owed some pussy. So when people say women out here giving they pussy out for free, I respect them if they get money for it. No, because pussy is not a material thing. It's not a service that you're providing, assholes. Okay, your vagina is something that is a part of your body. It's not a thing that you could just throw away, or something you can take off and use all the way up and then go buy you another one when you got enough money because you've been fucking so much, you done earned all this money, so you're gonna go buy another pussy. No, your vagina is part of your body. Your body is supposed to be your temple. And so if you are sharing your body with someone, I wouldn't say put a price tag on it to where they got to get X amount of dollars in order to, feel compensated. But reciprocity comes in how a man treats you, how he values you. Does he respect you? Is he understanding? Is he doing what he needs to do inside of y'all arrangement, whatever that arrangement is, whether y'all decide to be married or whether y'all decide to be fuck buddies or whatever it is y'all arrangement is. If he's doing whatever he needs to do inside of that situation, that is a fair exchange. That's quid pro quo. But you don't literally have to have $200 in exchange for a sexual favor. Like, I think that's fucking stupid. Like, what? William Harper, did you really believe he was going to show you his true self in the short time you were dating? I thought he was showing me his true self from the beginning. I show my true self from the beginning. Why would I? See, here, this goes back to the whole, you niggas are a trip because you want women to treat you with a clean slate, right? But then when we give you a clean slate, you blame us. You know what I'm saying? Like you complain that women don't trust you when they meet you. You complain that women been hurt so bad that when they meet you, they don't know how to treat you. You complain that women don't trust you and they think that you're going to do X, Y, and Z to them, so they don't give you the opportunity to show them what type of man you are. Do you know every single man comes to me talking about how different he is, how special he is, how blah, blah, blah he is. And I have to tell him, yo, every man tells me that. Every man tells me that. And they be like, well, I'm talking about myself, not all men. But then when you turn around and you give men a clean slate and you give them the opportunity to earn your trust or to show you who they are without you judging their situation and making it seem like it's all cut and dry, as a woman, you still get chastised for it. It's like women who are with men who are broke. If we decide to not be with a man who's broke, y'all call us a gold digger because we looking for a man that has X, Y, and Z. He has an education. He has a specific type of car. He's making a specific type of money. But if we go back after those men, we're judged for going after those men. You know what I mean? Because we decide, like if we decide to go with a blue collar dude who isn't making that much money, now you say that's what you get for dating a sorry ass nigga. So it's a lose-lose with you niggas. You guys are tripping me out with this. Jennifer Williams, you can't improve anyone. Yes, you can. That's bullshit. Because I improve people all day, every day. When I get onto my YouTube channel and I sit here and I tell people, my experiences and I give them advice, they start looking at life completely different. And I have improved a lot of people's lives. And it is only because they want that improvement. Now, my thing is you can't improve someone who doesn't want to improve. If they comfortable, as they were, he never came off as the person that was comfortable where he was. He told me he wanted to improve his life. That's what he was saying to me. So I was trying to do whatever I can to help him with that. To me, a threesome is a threesome. A train is a train. It's two different things. Kitten Coleon, you just blocked True Freeman's son, Darius Moore. Don't care. I don't know Darius Moore or True Freeman like that. A threesome is three people. A threesome is three people. A train is a consecutive of lots of people. Exactly. That's what I keep trying to tell people. It's like they don't know the difference. Like when men call women hoes, right? I'm like, nigga, you don't have no idea what a hoe is. Because I see guys tell me some girl a hoe. And I'm like, y'all niggas just look at women who have a sexuality as a hoe or who are sexy as a hoe. No, I done been around hoes. I done been around escorts. I done been around strippers. I done been around all types of bitches. And I can tell you the difference between a hoe and a chick who is just sexy. But men can't. I should do a course on that. Like this bomb cherry chick. That is a hoe. That is a chick. And I knew it when I saw the pictures. I knew it because she can hide that shit real good. And a lot of women can do that. They can put on glasses and change their hair color and put on a specific type of outfit and no longer, come off as a hoe. But then when you see who they truly are, you can see the hoe in them. And men, they can't tell the difference. Like, I'm a bisexual woman. I've seen whores. I've seen women who use their pussy like a revolving door. I've seen people, women who sell their pussy, women who give their pussy freely to just any guy. I know what that look like. So Bomb Cherry looked like that to me when I saw her. Anyway, threesome is different from a train. A threesome is when a woman is with two men. A train is when she with 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 men. No train was ran on me. And I don't know why Chris would keep trying to say some shit like that. And that's the one thing I keep saying he's lying about. He did not see me run a train. Like I said, he was denying me seeing him eat all his pussy on the floor initially. Like what I said, I kept seeing him eat. I saw him eat the pussy where it was like he was having an eating pussy buffet. And then eventually, now he's admitted on Tommy's show that he was inside of an eating pussy contest. But nobody considers this nigga nasty for putting his face in a whole bunch of strange women's pussy that he didn't even know. No one's judging him, but everybody's stuck on this Soncerae. The train was ran on Soncerae shit, but no one is saying, oh, by the way, Chris Love put his face in the pussy of a whole bunch of strange women he didn't know. He admitted he did that pussy eating contest. But no one is like, it's a trip. It's a trip. Michael Ward, $200 for some pussy. Doctors and lawyers don't make that much to save lives. I don't know what the point of that statement was. A real man don't have to brag about his qualifications or status. It will come out in the way he treats you. I agree, Michael Ward. Hip hop lovers. So if all these men are lying to you and why are you so quick to sleep with them? I'm not quick to sleep with anybody, hip hop lover. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm not in no rush to sleep with nobody. With Priest, I was celibate before I met him. And that was not me and Priest's initial goal. Like, we weren't thinking about sex at all. And if people come to me and say, hey, we had a sexual relationship first, so he was trying to use me for sex, that's not what our relationship was based off of at first. We wasn't even really thinking about sex like that. We were going out on dates. We was traveling. We was doing a whole bunch of shit because we thought we had a spiritual connection. And I pretty sure I heard him say that in a video, that we had like this spiritual connection initially. So it wasn't really about sex. I wasn't really, our first sexual experience was difficult because I was not ready. And I told him I wasn't ready. And I was like, I'm really not ready for us to have sex. Like, I'm just not, and, that's just what happened. So I wasn't really anxious to do it. Jayla, we all put our best foot forward in the beginning. It takes time to get to know everything about a person. I had to learn that the hard way. Well, shit, I know people who I've known for years. I was their friend for years, and then they turned around and been fucked up. Michael Ward, I got a broke down ass Jeep, worked 2 jobs, fat ass bank account. If a woman can't get past the broke down Jeep, you know what she's about. I agree. These men are so quick to judge a woman, and a lot of them are the biggest hoes out there. Oh, that's very true. That is very true, Jayla. Double standards, Sparkle. Double standards yet again. Red, I'm not that brave for 2 women at once. I tried it because when I had sex with the 2 men at the swingers club, I knew I was going to do it before we got there. And I keep telling people that this was something that Chris had asked me to do for a long time. Like, it wasn't like something that was spontaneous or random. He was asking me to go to the swingers party over and over and over again. And I was just like, You know what I'm saying? Like, at first I was like, I'm not doing that shit. And then, he was just telling me it wasn't what I thought and blah, blah, blah. And then he said to me that he wanted me to have a threesome with two of his friends. And that's what he wanted. And that's his sexual fantasy. And he would appreciate it if I did his sexual fantasy. So I just participated in another man's sexual fantasy. It wasn't really a fantasy of my own. That's why it was easy for me to not do again. You know what I mean? And people still keep forgetting this was 10 years ago. This wasn't like this was yesterday. This wasn't this year. This was yesterday. I mean, this was 10 years ago. So it was something that I tried because I was exploring my sexuality, and I have every right to do that shit. So I tried it. If I didn't like it, I wasn't going to do it again. If I liked it, I was going to do it again. And I really just did not like it. Like, I really was not impressed. I did not think it was a good thing. I had never had a threesome with two men before, ever. And, the funny thing about it is I told Priest about this threesome before. Like, before, I'm the type of woman, I'm going to tell a man everything off break anyway. So Priest knew before, from the very beginning, I had done a threesome with two men. He knew that. I think his biggest thing right now is everybody's talking to him and trying to make it seem like I'm this hoe and everything. And, I'm the type of person that thinks men, when you get in a relationship with a woman, you and that woman in that relationship for you. You can't let what other men say about your woman determine how you, rock. I hate when men get in relationships with women and they concerned about what other people think about them and their woman. Like, nigga, that's your woman. Give a fuck about what these niggas talking about. Half the niggas that's talking shit about your woman negatively will fuck her in a heartbeat. So I just feel like, Priest didn't think independently enough for him. Semantics, Taylor. From a guy's view, if he screws two women, it's a threesome and he's awesome. If a woman screws two men, it's a train. To me, it doesn't matter what you call it if it's all consenting. That's true. Semantics. I mean, it goes back to this whole double standard thing where men could go do what the fuck they want to do and blah, blah, blah. I don't regret my threesome. I just didn't like it. Like, I just wouldn't do it again. I don't regret that I did it. I tried it. I'm the type of person, I try some shit once. As long as it ain't cocaine, LSD, some shit that I know that's really going to be detrimental to my body. I mean, we wore condoms and everything. Everybody knew what they was getting into. It was safe sex. It wasn't like it was, it wasn't like these niggas was going raw dog all up and through me. No, it's two dudes. I knew who they were. Chris introduced me to them. It was planned. We used protection. So, I mean, everybody was in there safe, doing their thing, having a good time. It wasn't no big deal. Miss K, I think you truly and honestly felt that way. But that nigga, he saw them legs. He saw that booty. He saw them breasts. He wanted it. He wanted some sex. He wasn't really, like, I'm telling you, he wasn't really thinking about that initially at first either. Like, when I tell people we were having so much fun, it's like hard for them to believe that. We were having so much fun not thinking about sex and going out. We just was out. Like, we wasn't really thinking about it. We was having a good time. Going to parties and shit, going out to restaurants, traveling and shit. We don't think about this shit. Sex was not in the forefront of my relationship with Priest. It just wasn't. It's just not something we, it just wasn't that deep. So anyway, I'm going to go eat breakfast. I'll holler at y'all another time. Peace out.